So, apparently, Kody wants to have a conversation. Not a text. Not a casual check-in. A real conversation. The kind that pulls the past back into the room whether you invite it or not. Meri says it out loud, almost like she's testing the words, seeing how they feel in the air. And the second she does, everything changes. Jen's face tightens instantly. Amber leans forward. There's a pause, not silence, but wait. Because everyone in that room knows exactly what this means. After everything. After the years of silence. After the coldness. After the way things ended without ever really ending at all.
Kody wants to talk.
And just like that, peace becomes fragile. Meri shrugs it off at first, almost joking.
He's been going around, she says.
Talking to Janelle. Talking to Christine. Like some kind of tour. The words land oddly, half sarcastic, half defensive. An ex-wife tour. That's what it feels like. Kody making his rounds, reopening doors everyone else worked hard to close. Jen doesn't laugh. That would be helpful, she says, but the sarcasm cuts sharp. Amber watches Meri carefully because she sees it. The way Meri's tone doesn't quite match what her eyes are doing. Then Meri says something that shifts the entire room. If you want to know something that might break your peace just a little bit. Jen interrupts. Our peace? Meri corrects herself. My peace. And there it is. The truth slips out before Meri can stop it. She's meeting him tomorrow.
Why?
The word hits like a slap. Jen doesn't soften it. She doesn't cushion it. She fires it straight out. Raw and unfiltered. Why would you do that? Meri hesitates. No, thank you. She says at first, trying to brush it off. But Jen isn't letting her. No, seriously.
Why?
Because that's the question, isn't it? After everything Kody has said. After everything he's done. After years of public rejection, of humiliation, of watching him rewrite history on national television. Why now? Picture this. 2 years after a divorce that dragged on emotionally far longer than it ever should have. 3 decades of marriage reduced to awkward silence and unresolved bitterness. And suddenly, without warning, the man who once said he never loved you wants to sit down and talk. The living room feels warm, familiar, safe. The kind of space built on trust and history. These aren't casual friends sitting with Meri. These are the women who helped her pack up her life in Flagstaff. The women who watched her dismantle 33 years of belief, loyalty, and hope. The women who were there when the truth finally became undeniable. Meri takes a breath. So, evidently, Kody wants to have a conversation with me. The words hang there, heavy. Jen's expression shifts instantly. Amber's eyebrows lift. Neither of them needs context. They already know the backstory. They lived it with her. He's in his era, Meri says, trying to keep it light. Doing his little ex-wife tour. Amber leans forward. And just like that, the jokes stop. Meri admits it might break her peace. Might break all of their peace. And tomorrow, she's meeting him in Cedar City.
Why?
The question comes again, sharper this time. Meri doesn't have a good answer. She admits it. She doesn't really know. He wanted to talk. He wanted to extend an olive branch. Benevolence or something like that.
Jen doesn't buy it.
Not for a second. How have you been divorced for over a damn year? No. 2 years. And now he wants to talk. That's the part no one can explain. Why now? Why after the legal divorce? After the spiritual divorce? After Meri moved states? After she rebuilt her life? After Kody stood in front of cameras and said he never loved her, that marrying her was a mistake? What changed? Meri knows something Jen and Amber don't. Not yet. Kody's been on what the network politely calls an apology tour. He met Janelle in North Carolina. He went to Nevada to sit down with Christine and her new husband. And now, Meri is the final stop. The first wife. The forgotten wife. And Meri can't help but think about the last time she saw him. Coyote Pass. 14 acres of broken promises. A dream that died slowly, publicly, painfully. Kody showed up with Robin. Janelle was there. Papers had to be signed. Everyone walking away with their share of disappointment. And Kody didn't even look at her. Didn't acknowledge her presence. Didn't say her name. The last time I saw Kody, Meri admits later, we didn't even look at each other. So now, she's going into this conversation guarded.
Or at least she thinks she is.
Jen isn't convinced. She sees through it immediately. This is manipulative, Jen says flatly. If he wanted to extend an olive branch, he could have done it 2 years ago. He could have done it when you asked to move forward in kindness. That text still stings. Meri remembers it clearly. A simple message. No drama. No ugliness. Just kindness. After 3 decades together, she thought that was the least they could offer each other. Kody's response wasn't kindness. He called her immediately. Defensive. Angry. Eventually calmer. But the damage was done. Whatever hope Meri had evaporated in that phone call. There have been times, Meri admits, when she's seen sincerity in Kody. And then there are times when it feels like lip service. Empty words. And she never knows which version she's going to get. That's the part she doesn't say out loud. I don't know Kody anymore. How does that happen? How do you spend 33 years with someone and wake up one day realizing they're a stranger? Amber asks the question everyone's thinking. What's the best case scenario? Meri goes quiet. She says she's curious. That's all. Just curious. But her friends hear what she doesn't say. There's still something unresolved. A tiny fragment of hope buried deep. Memories of when it was just the two of them. Before the other wives. Before resentment. Before neglect. Before humiliation. Jen sees it and shuts it down immediately. This feels like control, she says. He wants to apologize so he can feel better about himself.
This isn't about you.
And that's when the past comes rushing in. Meri met Kody when she was 18. Church. Polygamist upbringing. He was charming. Engaged. Made her feel chosen. They married quickly. She was the first wife. The legal wife. The foundation. Then came Janelle. Then Christine. And for a while it worked, or at least it looked like it did. A TV show. Fans. A family held up as an example of something different. Then Robin arrived. Everything changed. In 2014, Kody asked Meri to legally divorce him so he could marry Robin and adopt her children. Meri agreed. On camera. The pain visible, undeniable. She swallowed resentment for the sake of the family. And then came the catfishing scandal. Lonely. Isolated. Starved for affection. Meri fell for someone who made her feel seen. Someone who wasn't real. The humiliation was public. The fallout permanent. From that moment on, the marriage was a shell. Kody said he wasn't attracted to her. Said he didn't consider himself married to her. Said marrying her was a mistake. And Meri stayed. Year after year. Until finally in 2023, it was over. And now, Kody wants to talk. Tomorrow. In Cedar City. And Meri has no idea which version of him is going to show up. The thing Meri doesn't say out loud, the thing she barely admits to herself, is that agreeing to meet Kody wasn't about forgiveness. It wasn't about reconciliation. And it definitely wasn't about reopening a door she fought so hard to close. It was about something far more dangerous, unanswered questions. The kind that sit quietly in the back of your mind and refuse to let you fully move on. Jen sees it written all over her face. You've been divorced for 2 years, Jen says carefully now, not angry, not sarcastic, just real. You've built a life here. You're finally happy. And now he shows up, and you're just going to hand him your piece? Meri bristles. It's not like that. But Jen doesn't back down. Then what is it like? Because from the outside, it looks like history repeating itself. It looks like Kody snapping his fingers and Meri responding, just like she always did for decades. Dropping everything. Making space. Giving him access. Amber jumps in before the tension gets too sharp. What are you hoping to get out of this? It's a fair question. One Meri hasn't fully answered, even to herself. Closure. Not the kind Kody wants. Quick, tidy, convenient. But real closure. An apology that doesn't come with excuses. Validation that 33 years weren't a waste. Proof that she wasn't crazy for feeling abandoned, ignored, erased. Meri admits she wants to know if he's sincere. And if he's not, Jen presses. Meri doesn't answer right away, because the truth is uncomfortable. Because there was a time, not that long ago, when she would have taken crumbs if they were offered gently enough. But this isn't that Meri anymore. I'm going into this with boundaries, she finally says. His energy messes with my energy. That sentence alone tells you everything about how far she's come. The old Meri absorbed Kody's moods like weather. His anger, his dismissiveness, his indifference. She learned how to shrink herself to keep the peace, how to accept being last, how to smile through humiliation because that's what good wives did. This Meri is different, and Jen knows it. She's been preparing her for this moment all season. End your nice girl era, Jen told her weeks earlier. Stop trying to look good while he looks bad. You're not the villain here. They practiced. Literally practiced. Statements Meri had never allowed herself to say out loud. You don't control me. Get your act together. Where's my money? That last one wasn't a joke. Because underneath the emotional wreckage of their marriage was something even messier. Money. Property. Control. Coyote Pass dragged on forever because Kody and Robin wanted confidentiality agreements. Silence. Compliance. Meri refused. Why are you trying to shut me up? She asked. They never gave her a straight answer. And now, suddenly, Kody wants to talk. Meri tells herself she's curious. That's the word she keeps using. Curious. Neutral. Safe. But curiosity is dangerous when you're dealing with someone who's rewritten reality for years. Because while Meri is preparing emotionally, Kody has been preparing strategically. He didn't stumble into these meetings. He planned them. With Janelle, he came armed with a list, actual written apologies. He admitted he'd been angry, bitter, cruel. He confessed that saying he never loved her was a lie born from pain. Janelle listened. She always does. She acknowledged what hurt her. She talked about wishing he'd protected her more, especially in the early years when family dynamics were being set in stone. And she said something that stunned him. She said she still believes they care about each other. That moment gave Kody hope. Then came Christine. But Christine didn't come alone. She brought David. The man who replaced Kody without drama, without competition, without polygamy. The man who made Christine laugh again. The man who chose her, fully, publicly, without hesitation. That meeting was awkward in a way Kody hadn't anticipated. Christine wasn't angry. She wasn't emotional. She was indifferent. She'd moved on. When Kody tried to explain his anger, Christine shut it down. She reminded him that she had a new husband now, that this conversation didn't matter the way he thought it did. And then David spoke. Start with your kids. 18 biological children. Most of them not speaking to Kody. Most of them blaming him for the family's collapse. For favoritism. For cruelty toward their mothers. Kody's response? I don't care what you think. That's the man Meri is about to meet. The man who apologizes but resists change. The man who wants absolution without accountability. Back in Utah, Jen isn't convinced Kody's motives are pure. This feels like control, she says again. Like he needs to feel better about himself. And she's not wrong. Because in Kody's confessional, the truth slips out. He admits he's been a bastard. He admits saying he didn't love Meri was a lie. A lie told from pain. But notice what's missing. He doesn't say he changed. He doesn't say he understands the damage he caused. He doesn't say he's ready to repair relationships with his kids. He just says he feels bad. And guilt is a powerful motivator, especially when cameras are rolling. The night before the meeting, Meri doesn't sleep well. Old memories surface uninvited. Being 19 and believing love meant sacrifice. Believing loyalty would eventually be rewarded. Believing if she stayed long enough, tried hard enough, he would come back to her. She thinks about the years she lived in emotional limbo. Married in name only. Watching Kody pour affection into Robin while she sat alone, invisible. She thinks about the sentence that broke her. You've been horrible to me for 20 years, so you'll have to wait that long for me to fix our relationship. 20 years. He said it casually, like a joke, like a punishment she deserved. And she waited. Now it's Kody who's waiting.
Cedar City, Utah.
The cameras are set. The air feels thick. Kody arrives first. He looks confident, prepared, rehearsed. This is familiar territory for him, explaining himself, controlling the narrative, steering emotions. Meri walks in next. And immediately, everything changes. This isn't the Meri who sat quietly on couches while Kody criticized her. This isn't the woman who swallowed her pain for the sake of optics. This Meri sits upright, grounded.
Still.
Kody starts the same way he started with the others. I'm just here to apologize. No. Meri cuts him off instantly. No, I'm going to tell you this, Kody. Her voice doesn't shake. It doesn't rise. It lands. You're not going to shut me down anymore. The words hit him like a punch he never saw coming. Kody freezes. This wasn't a script. With Janelle, he got reflection. With Christine, he got detachment. With Meri, he expected emotion.
Tears.
Gratitude. Vulnerability. He got boundaries. In his confessional later, he admits it. He messed up. He says he doesn't need to win. Doesn't need validation. And then, almost immediately, he contradicts himself. He brings up Meri's friends. Big mistake. Don't bring up my friends, Meri says sharply. Kody tries to regain control. Whatever you're about to say will ruin my intentions. And that's when Meri sees it clearly. Even now, he's trying to manage her response. Even now, he wants control. No, she says. You're not going to shut me down anymore. The moment is electric. This is the Meri viewers waited 20 seasons to see. And Kody knows it. Because this conversation isn't about closure anymore. It's about power. And for the first time in 33 years, Meri has it. For a split second, Kody looks genuinely stunned. Not angry. Not defensive. Just caught off guard. Because this version of Meri doesn't match the one he's spent decades controlling. This Meri doesn't wait for permission to speak. She doesn't soften her words to protect his ego. She doesn't pause to see if he's comfortable. And that terrifies him. Kody tries to recalibrate, tries to pull the conversation back into familiar territory. He says he's here to apologize, not argue. He says he doesn't want things to escalate. He says all the right words, the same words he's used with Janelle, with Christine, the same script he's practiced on planes and in hotel rooms. But Meri doesn't let him finish his sentences anymore. She tells him plainly that his presence disrupts her peace, that his energy throws her off balance, that even sitting across from him still brings up years of being minimized, dismissed, erased. Kody shifts in his seat. You can see the irritation creeping in, the subtle tightening of his jaw. This isn't going the way he planned. He expected tears. He expected gratitude. He expected to leave feeling lighter. Instead, he feels exposed. He starts explaining himself, talking about pain, about betrayal, about how hard the breakup was for him. He talks about feeling abandoned, about being misunderstood, about how the family fell apart around him. And there it is, the pivot. The moment Meri recognizes instantly. This isn't an apology. It's a defense.
She stops him again.
Firmly.
Calmly.
She tells him she's not here to manage his feelings anymore. She's not here to absorb his pain so he can walk away feeling better. Kody bristles. He says something about her friends influencing her, about things they've said publicly, about how it makes him look. Wrong move. Meri's voice sharpens, but it never cracks. She tells him not to bring them into this. They were there for her, when he wasn't. They helped her pack her life into boxes. They watched her cry. They watched her rebuild. And suddenly, the power dynamic flips completely. Kody tries to interrupt. Meri doesn't stop. She reminds him of the years she stayed when he openly said he wasn't attracted to her. Of the seasons where he told millions of viewers that marrying her was a mistake. Of the humiliation of sitting on couches while he praised Robin and spoke about her like an inconvenience. She reminds him of the nights she spent alone while he built a life elsewhere. Of the way he erased her long before the divorce was official. Kody opens his mouth to respond. Meri raises her hand.
No.
That single word carries decades of restraint finally released. This is the part Kody never prepared for, accountability without cushioning. No yelling, No theatrics. Just truth. In his confessional, he admits he's triggered. He admits he wants to stay on point. He admits he doesn't need to win. But his behavior tells a different story. He keeps circling back to his pain, his anger, his justifications. Meri sees through it. She tells him plainly that apologizing 2 years later doesn't undo the damage. That words without changed behavior don't heal wounds. That his guilt isn't her responsibility. And for the first time, Kody doesn't have a comeback. Because how do you argue with someone who's no longer asking for anything? This isn't Meri asking him to choose her. This isn't Meri hoping for reconciliation. This isn't Meri seeking validation. This is Meri setting a boundary and daring him to respect it. The conversation grows heavier. The air thick with everything unsaid for 33 years. Kody mentions the past. Mentions how hard things were. Mentions resentment that built over time. And that's when Meri says the thing that seals it. She tells him she knows now that staying wasn't loyalty, it was survival. That she confused endurance with love because that's what she was taught. That she spent years believing she was the problem because he told her she was. Kody looks away. Not dramatically. Not angrily. Just away. Because he recognizes this moment for what it is. This isn't reconciliation. It's reckoning. Meri tells him she doesn't need his apology if it comes with conditions. She doesn't need his remorse if it still centers him. She doesn't need him to understand. She needs him to stop. Stop rewriting history. Stop minimizing her pain. Stop acting like she owes him emotional labor because they shared a past. Kody tries one last time to soften the moment. He says he still cares. He says he never meant to hurt her like that. He says things got out of control. Meri listens. Really listens. And then she tells him something that hits harder than anger ever could. She says she's done listening. That the chapter is closed. That this conversation doesn't change her future. It only confirms why she walked away. Kody's shoulders slump slightly. The confidence he walked in with is gone. He realizes too late that this meeting wasn't for him. It was for her. And she got what she needed. When the conversation ends, there's no hug, no tears, no dramatic goodbye. Meri stands, composed, grounded, and leaves with her head held high. Kody stays seated, alone. Later, Meri reflects on the meeting with a clarity that surprises even her. She didn't feel relief the way she expected. She felt strength. She felt finality. For years, Kody's presence controlled her emotional state. His approval mattered. His mood dictated the temperature of the room. Now, he's just a man she used to know. The woman who walked into that meeting isn't the same one who married him at 19. She isn't the woman who legally divorced him for Robin. She isn't the woman who stayed through neglect, humiliation, and silence. This Meri knows her worth. And that's what makes this moment so powerful. Not the confrontation, not the sharp words, but the calm certainty that she doesn't need anything from him anymore. And that realization, that's what truly ends it. After Meri walks away, the silence lingers longer than anyone expects. Not the awkward kind, not the unresolved kind, but the kind that comes when something is finally finished. Kody sits there for a moment, staring at nothing, processing what just happened. This was supposed to be the final stop on his apology tour. The moment that tied everything together. The conversation that would let him leave feeling redeemed. Instead, it leaves him exposed. Because unlike Janelle, who listened with empathy, and unlike Christine, who had already emotionally checked out, Meri did something neither of them did. She didn't absorb his guilt. She didn't soothe his conscience. She didn't make space for his feelings at the expense of her own. She ended the cycle. And that's why this moment lands differently. For years, Meri Brown was framed as the difficult one, the jealous one, the emotionally complicated wife who just couldn't get with the program. Viewers watched her struggle in silence while Kody openly favored Robin, dismissed Meri's pain, and rewrote their history on camera. He said he was never attracted to her. He said marrying her was a mistake. He said she was hard to live with. And every time Meri stayed, until she didn't, What makes this confrontation so powerful isn't anger. It's clarity. Meri doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't beg. She doesn't cry. She doesn't ask him to understand. She simply refuses to participate in the same dynamic